Hello, everyone. My name is Logan Fletcher, and I'm the events marketing manager here at Yext. I'm thrilled to be joined today by Trent Ruffolo, our product marketing manager at Yext, who's been focusing on the Scout product for the last few months. In this conversation, we're going to answer some of the most frequently asked questions on our new product Scout. Welcome, Trent. Excited to talk about this. But as we get started, I would love to know, what is Yext Scout and how will it help other people's businesses?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for having me, Logan. I think the best way to describe Scout is to just first understand kind of the landscape in that we're in today with how people are searching for and engaging with brands. So it's no longer people just going to Google. There's a huge rise in AI platforms and people adopting these platforms for search, discovery, asking questions, and engaging with brands. And so what Scout does is it provides that complete visibility into not only how you're performing on these sites like Google, but also on these new emerging platforms that are powered by AI. So you can think of places like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok, and even Gemini. So you can think of Scout as providing complete visibility into how you're performing on Google, how you're performing on these AI sites, giving you very hyper local insights into not only who you're competing against, but maybe insights into why you're winning or losing, as well as very tailored recommendations that each location can take action on to improve the performance across this entire, new search ecosystem. And so how Scout helps your business is one, just making sure you're able to stay visible, stay competitive, not only across traditional platforms like Google, but on these new emerging platforms that are powered by AI. And it shows you where your brand's showing up, how often, but more importantly, why you may or may not be showing up across every location. So it'll be able to help you spot different gaps in your performance, track customer sentiment, but ultimately see how and where you stack up against your competitors. And really the best part I think about Scout is it doesn't just show you what's wrong, it actually helps you improve and make actions very quickly. So everything from improving listings to managing reviews and enhancing your reputation to uploading, managing your content itself, but being able ultimately to make any sort of updates in one place, not requiring different spreadsheets or any sort of guesswork as to what you should do next. Scout provides very clear insights, but very simple actions that you can take from one place to ultimately boost your presence where it matters most.
Awesome. Thank you for that. You mentioned a lot about all these new AI tools and other intelligence tools, and I would love to know what makes Scout different from all these other tools on the market currently.
Yeah, definitely gotten this question quite a bit. To me, I think Scout stands out for two main reasons. First is the insights that Scout provides are at the very hyper local level. So I know there's a lot of other AI visibility tools that are out there, and typically they'll report on brand level performance. So what Scout does different is we hone in at the very hyper local level to report on who each location is winning and losing to, but more importantly, why. And then the second reason is, in addition to providing those very hyper local insights and recommendations, another thing that sets Scout apart is the ability to act and implement those insights directly from one place. So having one platform that not only surfaces the highest impact recommendations, but also allows you to take action without needing to use another tool or go to another system. And ultimately what this does is it helps save time, reduce any sort of complexities, and really just helps accelerate improving results.
Yeah, and that moves us into the next little topic of conversation, Trent, that you talked about. Scout helps with helping brands be more found and helping them rank higher in Google. And that comes with the keyword search that everyone is obviously hoping that they can rank higher for. How many keywords is Scout currently searching for?
So Scout at the moment searches for one keyword, and that is associated with the primary category that the business has for its listing on Google. However, we are incorporating the ability to add more keywords very, very soon. The one point that I will add there is that there will likely be some additional charge for multiple keywords, just based on the cost to run multiple scans for multiple keywords. But that is definitely a feature that we are going to be supporting here very, very soon, is to add and be able to customize which keywords you're able to search for and get that visibility into.
How does Scout capture my rankings on Google, AI, and all these other platforms? I know that you wanted to share your screen for this, so I'll give you a second to pull that up.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I will go ahead and share my screen here as I talk through that. What I want to do is actually just kind of visually show as I talk through exactly how Scout helps capture the rankings performance, not just on Google, but on AI as well. So here's how Scout is able to capture the ranking and visibility on both Google and AI. So I've got these visibility metrics for both platforms highlighted over here on the left-hand corner. And I'll start with Google. So in this little box here. And so what Scout is doing is it is able to simulate real customer searches by running local searches that are based on the primary category of your Google listing. So from there, Scout is able to provide back a list of the top 40 businesses that are ranking for that search. And it's able to identify exactly who you are competing against and where you stack up. And so I'll actually show specifically for that Google rank, if we wanted to highlight that a specific location, you'll be able to see the search that we were able to run for this specific location, as well as the top 40 competitors that you can scroll and navigate to. So as I come back over to this map view, I'll call out a little bit more detail into how we're capturing those visibility metrics specifically on AI. So for Scout, we take it a step further by asking each AI model how people are searching for the products and services that you offer in each respective local area. So we'll actually ask those questions on a ChatGPT as well as all these other models, and they will provide us back with a list of questions that people are actually using in that local area to search for your relevant products and services. So from there, Scout will actually re-ask those questions back into ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, and Grok, and we'll be able to get a list of questions back that we can re-ask each platform. And from there, we're able to get these three important metrics that are important for understanding visibility on AI. So first is your AI visibility. This is how often your brand is showing up compared to your competitors. And this is typically around more of those unbranded searches that people are doing. For AI brand sentiment, this is the sentiment that is attached to your brand when AI is referencing your brand, whether is it positive, is it negative, or is it neutral? And the AI rank itself. So of course, where you're ranking on AI across those different platforms like ChatGPT and all the others that we're scanning for, in scenarios where AI doesn't provide a list of businesses organically, Scout will actually re-ask ChatGPT and the others to give a list of top 10 results. So we're able to capture that AI rank on all the different important AI platforms and really giving you full visibility into not just how you're performing on AI, but of course, what's also critically important is Google as well.
You showed us the AI visibility report as well as just other performance metrics on the visibility report. Could you quickly pull that up again and just explain how the performance metrics in the visibility report are ordered?
Certainly, yeah. I'll actually hop back over to that tab that I was looking at here. And so what the AI visibility score is specifically capturing is being able to analyze how often your brand shows up compared to your competitors. Again, when people are doing those unbranded searches related to the products and services that you offer. The AI visibility score does provide sort of an average based on how you're performing across all four of the AI models, but you are able to drill into the AI visibility score more specifically, just to get a more drilled in version to see exactly how you're stacking up for each specific platform. So you're able to get a broken down AI visibility score across the main four platforms on AI. So that's Gemini, Grok, ChatGPT, and Perplexity as well. So here's that breakdown and visually what that looks like at the moment.
And then how are the performance metrics ordered? Like I know that before that big chart, you see all these different, things like Google review counts, all those different things. Yeah, there we go. How are those things
Yep.
ordered? Are they just randomly ordered? Is there a sequence to it? I'm sure a lot of people are really wondering what that is like.
Yes, definitely gotten that question. So I'm glad you asked. So these performance metrics that you see over here on the left-hand column, these are stacked ranked based on what has the highest impact to be able to rank higher on Google. And this is all backed by our, data science team that is doing constant analysis and is really just working behind the scenes to determine what are the most important metrics that will have the greatest impact on ranking. And so we've stacked ranked those here. So yes, there is a pretty exhaustive list and a lot of different metrics that factor into where and how Google ranks businesses in search. But if you're going to focus and prioritize Some of these I would definitely steer more towards the top because our data science team has sort of analyzed what are the most important metrics, and we've stacked ranked those towards the top here.
Yeah, and if you're looking at that report, I can see where that could be daunting for some people, for some businesses. Can you simplify that table on the visibility report so that you can hone on in on what's not working?
Yeah, most definitely. So that's a great question and actually a pretty good segue because what we're looking at here is a visibility report for one specific location that I drilled into, which is why I'm able to capture and see the specific competitors. But if I were to go back into my global brand map view here, as you see, and run that same visibility report, it would bring me to a report that looks very similar, but probably a bit more actionable at scale, I would say. So yes, you can understand the performance of very specific individual locations, but you can also view that same report by region or even at the brand level, which is what I'm doing here. And so what this then shows you is exactly how many of your locations that you have are ranking above and below the benchmark for each specific metrics. It makes it really easy to understand which locations to prioritize and which ones to take action on. So to give you an example here, for Google review count as a very high impact metric, we have the number of locations for this brand that are actually doing above the benchmarks. But we also have 327 locations that are actually performing below the benchmark. And this is all very hyper localized. So what I can do here at the moment is actually download this set of locations. So this makes it very easy and actionable as a marketer to understand exactly which of my locations I should focus on if my strategy is to improve the review count. And that's what I want to solely focus on.
So Trent, you talked a lot about how our team in the back end is scanning for these metrics and constantly updating people's Scout profiles. What is the frequency for these AI visibility tests? Can users manipulate them?
At the moment, Scout is running scans every month. So all of that data that you saw there just a moment ago would get refreshed monthly. So that's how often the data in Scout refreshes. At the moment, users cannot manipulate the frequency in which that searches are run, but if people would be interested in running scans at a more frequent rate than monthly, that is something that our teams are very eager to hear. So that way we can incorporate that into the product itself.
And then to go on top of that, are businesses able to customize prompts? For example, can they add specific branded or campaign-oriented keywords to get a feel for those results? How does that work in Scout? Is that something that's currently allowed?
Yeah, at the moment, Scout does not allow you to configure or customize your own prompts in that way, but in the very near future, Scout will be able to support custom keywords. So it would be able to allow you to choose any branded or campaign-oriented keywords. So that way you can analyze the performance of those things that you care about, both on Google as well as on AI as well.
So now let's segue into competitive intelligence and strategy, some ways that businesses can use Scout that aren't just looking at their data and looking at their locations. So the first question I have here for you is, how are competitors established in Scout? Is this generated based on nearby businesses? And can brands add specific competitors they want to compare against? If they're a bank, can they add specific banks that they know are their top competitors? How does that currently work within Scout?
So competitors in Scout are automatically identified for you. We're able to do that again based on the local searches that we're running. Again, it's at the very local level as if someone's standing outside your front door. So if you're a hair salon, or in this case, if you're a bank, Scout will run the search for, bank near me as if that person is standing right outside your front door. And it then provides the list of the top 40 businesses that are ranking in order in the local map pack on Google. So at the moment, you cannot choose specific competitors because these are automatically identified based on who is showing up. But that is definitely something we are looking to support in the near future, is to be able to choose your specific competitors and see how you stack up specifically to the ones that you care about.
And Trent, going off that question, one thing that I've heard you talk a lot about in other Scout conversations is using Scout for guiding people's paid media strategy. Can you share a little bit more about that and how people can use Scout's data to guide their paid media strategy?
Yeah, Logan, absolutely. So this has actually been one of the main use cases that has come up most frequently from brands that I've spoken to. Being able to leverage Scout and the data and insights that it provides is to influence their paid media strategy. So what brands are doing is using Scout to easily identify the locations that are performing well and which ones are doing poorly. So from there, brands can be a lot more strategic on where they allocate their paid media spend and typically reallocating their budget from locations that are performing well organically to the locations that are not performing well organically. So as I drill into this map view here, we'll see within the Florida region, as I start to zoom in a little bit further, these color-coded hexagons will reflect locations that are underperforming. So it looks like that we have within the central Florida region, one of our locations that is not doing so well. So if I were to quickly filter for this one location, we'll notice that it is ranked 18th on Google. And so a strategy that we can use and leverage Scout with is to reallocate some of this paid media spend from all of the locations that we see in green because they're ranking and doing very well organically, and reallocate that towards the locations that we see here that are highlighted in red and even in yellow. Now, another thing that Scout can do is help you with implementing what's called competitor keyword bidding. So Scout is able to pinpoint at the very local level exactly who you're losing to. And so if you wanted to target the branded key terms from your top competitors that are outranking you, well, that's something that we can implement at a very hyper local level. If in this case we were losing to Trusco, Truist, and Chase as those that are ranking in the top 3, we could target their branded key terms for the relevant searches that we care for.
All right, Trent, we're getting into our final topic of discussion here, which is the age-old question of pricing. So the first question I have for you is, how much does Scout cost?
Yeah, so Scout is currently being offered at $120 per location per year. I will say that pricing negotiations we are definitely open to and are more available depending on your business size and the number of Yext products that you're using. So we're open to conversations there, but we are also offering the ability for brands to try Scout out for free for a limited period of time. So if you are interested, would definitely encourage you to reach out to Yext directly or to your Yext representative if you have one.
Trent, last question here as we wrap up. Will Scout be integrated into paid platforms such as Google Ads? Is this currently in the roadmap?
Yeah, Scout at the moment does not integrate into any paid media platforms, but that is definitely something that has been top of mind for us, something that we are looking into and certainly exploring as part of our roadmap. So if that is feedback of interest, we definitely want to hear any and all that related to future roadmap items that can help influence the direction of where Scout goes.
All right, Trent, I want to thank you again for answering all these Scout FAQs, and for everyone watching. If you have any questions on Scout, we have all of our representatives that you can reach out to, your AEs or anybody like that can answer these Scout questions. We also have a Scout homepage, that's yext.com/Scout, that you'll be able to learn more about Scout and any other information. Thank you again for watching it, and we hope to see you guys in some more Yext events in the future. Have a good one.
Thanks, everyone.